Money FM 89.3, the best of Saturday mornings. Saturday morning sit down.
Joining us, Patrick Tam, the CEO of the ACE group of companies of ACE Minimart fame, and Elvis Overy, Deputy Director of Neugen. And ACE Minimart is working with Neugen, a charity supporting reformed offenders here in Singapore and their families, to launch an initiative providing assistance to families in need. Now, many families in the heartlands do face financial and social challenges, especially when one of the people is absent due to difficult circumstances. So they have come up with a plan, Neugen and ACE, to give families $450 in digital grocery credits that they can be redeemed at the ACE Heartland stores. What a wonderful initiative this is. Let's welcome to the conversation Patrick Tam, the CEO of ACE Group, and Elvis Overy, Deputy Director, of Neugen. Welcome, gentlemen.
Thank you. Thank you for having us this morning.
Absolute pleasure to have you on the show. It's a great initiative.
Yeah, and Elvis, why don't you start out? Your charity, Neugen, supports reformed offenders and their families. How did this relationship come together with ACE Minimart and Patrick Tam and his group?
Okay, just to give you a bit of insight of what we do in Neugen. Neugen is a charity. We provide support to children of ex-offenders and incarcerated parents. So the main aim is to prevent intergenerational offending. And in doing that, we have a suite of programs that supporting these children and their families. The main focus is looking at the academic needs and the social and emotional needs, and also looking at bonding the family together. And, coming from an incarcerated family, the missing of the, sole breadwinner is always a challenge. We do see sometimes both parents are serving time in prison, and the caregiver could be the grandparents.
Oh, is that right?
And that will really cause a lot of challenges in terms of financial and supporting these children.
How many families do you generally work with or support?
For 2024, last year itself, we have helped more than 1,003 beneficiaries. That is include children and the families.
And I think it's a wonderful initiative. I really, really do. How did it come about, Elvis, Neugen? What was the origin story of Neugen?
Okay, the main aim, again, as I shared, is about looking at the intergenerational offending, and the root cause to prevent, people from going into the prison system. So we initiated that. Let's start, from the children itself.
And when did this happen? When did it start?
This initiative of Neugen started in 2018.
Okay.
Yeah. So initially we did run some children program, but we were looking at focusing more and also reaching out to more children and their families, And because local research study shows that at least, 3 times of the children of incarcerated families will also be in the system, So we want to prevent.
Yeah.
So one way of preventing it is actually education. Education is the key part. But of course, that comes with a suite of support, and we have also case workers who are working very closely with these families from a very young age.
Patrick, let's bring you in. Patrick Tam, the CEO of ACE Group of Companies. Everybody knows ACE Minimart. Congratulations, you've just opened your 18th shop, I believe, in Ang Mo Kio just a couple of days ago.
Yeah, you're right.
How did you decide to get involved with Neugen, and how did this all come together that you decided to give these vouchers, $450 in credits to families in need?
Yeah, actually ACE is, as of now, is about less than 5 years old.
Yeah.
And we are looking to do some charity work. And that's why we were in touch with one of my business partner. And that's why they linked us up with Neugen. And that's how all it started.
What a great effort. And so it's a recent collaboration, is that correct?
Yes, very recent. Just only 2 months back.
Yep.
Yeah.
2 months back. Yeah.
So let's take a step back, if we can, Patrick. Ace Minimarts, everybody knows them. You said it's only a few years. Did I hear that right?
Yeah, less than 5 years.
Less than 5 years?
Yes,
You've gone
correct.
from no stores to 18 stores?
Yes.
Well, this is Money FM. Let's start with that. How did you do that first?
Okay, I used to work in another supermarket chain. And it's also a partnership. And because of strategic differences, we decided to part way. And that's why I started my own about 4.5 years back. And with all my business partner support, we are able to grow at this kind of rate.
A lot of fast growth.
And just to add to that, you did it in the middle of COVID as well.
Yes.
So how did you get through COVID? I mean, what's the secret to your success, basically?
COVID period, during that period is a bit tough. Hiring is a big problem. And that's why we got to put our hands in to do all the hard job. But after COVID, things start to get easier, and at that rate, I think that year we opened about 4-5 outlets during the COVID year.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's just shockingly amazing. So congratulations on your success.
Thank you.
Yeah, and further expansion plans. What are you looking to?
Yes, I believe this year we will be having another few more outlets coming up. Somewhere in May and June.
Now you're known kind of in the heartlands, but do you want to expand out of the heartlands more into other areas in Singapore?
Mainly in Heartland.
Yeah.
Mainly in Heartland because we are not. It's not easy to operate in the malls.
Yeah,
The rental, high
right?
rental.
Expensive.
Yeah,
very
the rental.
expensive. Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
we've done stories on this show before about how mini-marts have been struggling. We had some guys on. Do you remember? We had some guys talking about mini-marts. Well, again, I come back to the point. How are you managing to beat this? Because we're hearing stories in the media, in the Straits Times, that mini-marts are closing, and yet you're expanding. So what's your secret sauce here?
Okay, basically ours is more towards the modern mini-mart.
Okay.
All those current one are the old traditional mini-mart, whereby they can't really expand because of the economy of scale.
Kind of the mama shop style. Yeah.
So our mini-mart are all aircon. The old traditional one is no aircon. So with the kind of economy of scale that we have, we are able to compete with the big boys like the NTUC, Giant, all this. And our pricing is in fact comparable to theirs.
That's extraordinary. How do you do that if you're not buying the volume, so you don't have the economy of scale that a big supermarket has? So how do you keep your prices similar to major supermarkets who buy in bulk?
Okay, in fact, I have another business partner who do all the imports from all over the country, where we can get very, very low cost, and that's how we compete.
Yeah.
Fascinating.
Beautiful.
Fascinating.
Well, let's get back to this initiative that you're working on with Neugen. And Elvis Overy, let's bring you back in, the Deputy Director of Neugen. How did this decision to work with ACE come about? How did you connect?
Okay, this as one of our partners connected us to ACE. And I think this is a very beautiful relationship that we have with ACE. Then we can start off because most of our families are living in the heartland of Singapore. And of course, with the $150 a month for the next 3 months, this would really help them, to cushion, in terms of buying their items, in the neighborhood shop.
So it's a total of $450, but it's $150 over 3 months.
Yeah. So $150 over 3 months.
That's great.
So that will really, helps the families, they will help them a lot. And where they can also focus more on, their job, not to worry about all these small little, problems that have already been taken care. So they can also spend more time on, focusing on the children. The children are very important.
Yeah.
Yep. And yes, we look forward for this initiative to also get many other partners to come on board, in the heartland.
I think it's wonderful, Elvis. I really do.
Yeah.
How does it work logistically? How do you determine who gets the money, who doesn't, that kind of thing?
Of course, we always look at the high priorities in terms of needs. So our case workers will be, because we have case workers dealing with the families, and we will see all those on the higher needs. We'll be selecting these 50s to be on board for this program.
For example, a family that has 2 parents incarcerated versus one or something like that. Yeah.
Or taken care by a grandmother.
The family circumstance.
The caregiver is a grandmother. Yeah. So Mainly, these are the more needy families. Yeah. So this to help to empower them.
And so you have these caseworkers you mentioned.
Sure.
Are they full-timers, volunteers?
These are full-time social workers. They work directly with the families,
Right.
So these caseworkers are very important. They play a very important role in terms of building that relationship with the children and the families, and also to provide any form of support in guidance, in terms of also looking at early telltale signs if the children having any challenges or problems, and so that Neugen could provide some form of, intervention, because we also have a counseling team that can help, in terms of following up for any interventions. Yeah.
And Patrick, so the recipients come into the store, they have digital credits. Is that tell us how that works?
Okay, actually we have apps whereby our customer join member, and they can buy the credit in advance with a discount. But this partnership with Neugen is that we credit the points into the apps,
right.
And they just go there and buy, and then they just scan and go. They can go.
So Patrick, that's a difference right there. When I was asking you just now, what's the difference between you and traditional mini-marts? You're saying your customers use apps.
Yes.
And they have an ACE app. Is that how it works? And they buy and sell things through the app. Is that
correct?
Oh,
it's similar to NTUC, the scan and go.
Yeah.
But this kind of fintech, I mean, it can't be cheap. So it's quite impressive.
During COVID period, Singapore government supported this initiative.
Cashless. Yeah.
Smart.
Correct. And in fact, we are very well supported by the government.
Yeah. Have you actually been in the store when some of these recipients have come in? Have you talked to any of them yourself?
Of course,
Patrick?
of course. But when they talk to me, it's always about the price.
So they're proper Singaporeans.
Singapore, yeah.
It's very, very. It's now, especially during this period, is quite tough.
Yeah,
quite tough. I think a lot of
people are really challenged
because of the high inflation.
GST, of course, is higher.
Right.
What are your recipient families? What are they typically buying when they come into the store? Is there
almost
everything or
everything? Rice, oil is the most key essentials. Yeah.
Elvis, bringing you back in, I'm very impressed by the size of your team. I mean, can you tell us how big it is? I mean, how many caseworkers, counsellors you mentioned first?
So we have a total of, including the support team, is close to 40 people.
Wow, 40 people.
Yeah.
So where do you get your funding from? Is it from donations? Is it from government? How does it work?
Yes, we do. Fundraising. As I shared, we are a charity with our IPC status, where we were able to give tax donations receipt, and we do a number of fundraisings. We work with many corporate partners to come on board, to do sponsorship and to support programs and initiatives that support the children.
And do you work with the government as well? Do you get involved with this, with the CC or with other departments?
Yes, I think we work with many people supporting in this ecosystem, because there are many different needs and support required.
And there's a lot of organizations out there that are helping those in need in Singapore.
Oh yes, yeah. So as I shared, for Neugen, the focus is mainly on the ex-offenders, children, and incarcerated families, to prevent intergenerational.
To try to break that cycle of...
Yes, we want to break that cycle, and to ensure, that the children don't get involved in any illicit activities or wrong friends and so on. The caseworker plays a very important role, because some of these children, we have been working since a very young age, so that relationship building is, very secure and strong, where the trust is already been built. So it's easier for us to identify some of the challenges they face, and for us to rectify and help them.
I'm looking here, Elvis. You've been involved in in-care or aftercare sectors for more than 40 years. I mean, I don't know how many awards they have given you, but it's not enough. I'm going to say that right now. How did you get into this? Because it must be hard, day after day. You're hearing the personal stories, the casework, and yet you've been doing it for 40 years. How did that come about for you?
Yeah, I think for me, I started as a prison officer,
Oh, right.
So as a prison officer, subsequently, I was seconded to the organization, a cooperative, where we were working with ex-offenders. And there, subsequently, we started this charity. And working with the offenders inside the prison, and, and when you see them out from the prison system. And previously, they were a prisoner, but today they are a father, a son, or a husband, and they play different roles to the families, to the society. So I think it's very meaningful to help them, to journey with them. And we do see many success stories, and these success stories come back. We also have a scheme where we help to get them to come back, to be, to help to motivate others who are in this system.
Do you want to share any
Yes.
of the success stories?
So some of these success stories that, after coming out, they're getting the help from Neugen, and they come back, they have a very secure jobs. They come back to be involved in activities that we do, and also try to mentor the other ex-offenders, to give directions, assistance, and support. Yeah. So the other thing is always having a heart for the work you do. So that's the motivation that keeps me going for these 40 years.
40 years.
And Patrick, ACE Group of Companies, you have a strong desire to do good in the community. How does this fit into kind of your overall strategy to give back, through your 18 stores that you have?
I think all these children or ex-offenders without stable income, they can be lured into illegal activities, like selling vapes, illegal cigarettes, all this. So most important thing is that they must have a stable income. So the next step that we are trying to look at is that to work with Neugen to provide jobs for all these ex-offenders.
Great.
And so that they can be integrated back into the society.
Yeah, it's kind of almost like the Yellow Ribbon. I think Yellow Ribbon is one of those organizations
Yes.
that also is working with them. Yeah. And Patrick, just looking ahead, how would you want, besides perhaps getting some jobs for these folks, how would you like this particular voucher program? Would you like it to expand to more folks, or what's your view or your goal for that?
Of course, we are looking into that to make it into a long-term partnership. Yes.
And I was going to ask you, Elvis, we mentioned the financial aspect of it, but also jobs, as Patrick mentioned. That's part of your role as well, finding jobs for these guys in the community?
I think, as what earlier was mentioned, Yellow Ribbons take care of the job placement.
Okay.
Yeah, so for Neugen itself, the focus is on the children,
Right.
on the family's needs. Yeah.
And so how does that work? You make sure they go to school, they have school uniforms, books?
Correct.
Right.
So mention again, is the case worker plays an important role to coordinate, and work very closely with the families. Of course, we also provide all this support in terms of tuition, motivation for the children. When they do well, we motivate them by giving them bursary awards. And also we do also have an after-school program where children will,
That's very important.
Yeah. So after school, if they are very keen to take up arts, sports activities, we will also help to place them with private organizations, to give them that skills, Perhaps academically they might not be doing well, but they could do well in sports or arts.
Because traditionally, statistically, that key period after school is often when those kids are most vulnerable, when the parents are not around and there's no supervision, and that's so key to have that aftercare support. That's so important you do that.
Yeah, so that is what we do. We make sure that the time is fully utilized, and also a skill is learned, from all those programs that we provide.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Gentlemen, this is a wonderful initiative. The ACE Minimarts giving out $450 vouchers over 3 months to families of either ex-offenders or incarcerated parents through Neugen. Wonderful. Thank you so much for sharing this story with us today. And we would love to have you maybe come on in 6 months' time or 9 months' time and tell us how it's going and where you're going next.
Sure.
If it was up to me, I'd do the show from the Minimarts.
Yeah, right?
Can you imagine how cool that would be? Just
exactly.
interview the people who come in and out of the shop. That'd
Awesome.
be the best show ever.
Great idea.
Stuff, guys.
Thank you very much for coming.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
To listen to more great interviews, download our podcasts at audio.sg or download the audio app. That's AWEDIO, audio at the App Store and Google Play.